start the violence?
The looting, the violence, the burning, the destruction, the graffiti. All this is teaching our children are the wrong steps to take for change, for true change. No one is going to be taken seriously when we are acting, I mean, I hate to say it, but like morons. Ignorant, selfish morons. There are stereotypes that have been put on blacks, you know, stemming from the slave days. Lazy, ignorant, unintelligent, violent, dangerous, animal-like, unpredictable, less than. And we are reinforcing all of those stereotypes with what we're doing. And it's incredibly selfish to take advantage and join in looting to what's still a case of energy drinks from a convenience store. Those people aren't even there for George Floyd or for anyone else, for Emmett Till. No one doing that is there for the cause. And in fact, they're tarnishing the face and the credibility of the cause. Peaceful protesting doesn't mean that you're not going to get arrested, but when you're arrested as a peaceful protester, you're able to speak, and you're able to speak through truth and through justice and through the power of the cause to the courts, and you're able to ring that liberty bell. But when you're looting for a case of Powerade or pillows from Target, you have nothing to speak on, and you have only reinforced the racial stereotypes that are completely incorrect and racist. You are only fueling the rage and the fire of racism. The racist people watching this behavior will only feel like they are right. So what do? What do? We peaceful protest, we organize, we communicate, we reach out, we realize that we are all in this together, no matter what color you are. But what I want to say is, this looting, this destruction, this violence, you can't fight hate with hate. The best leaders we had, the best people that triggered change in this nation were non-violent. Now, non-violent doesn't mean you just lay down and take it and you stand around and you let things happen. I want to say, when we see police brutality, what we can do as people is we could step in and help that person. When we're doing the peaceful protesting, I'm finally seeing the news cover this. Officers kneeling, officers hugging or shedding a tear, officers taking off their gear and marching peacefully with the protesters, speaking to the group of protesters, taking questions and answering. We need to get in and get in deep. We need to latch on with the power of organization, peace, love, voting, organizing within communities. We don't need to be burning and pillaging the very cities and towns where our children see their homes destroyed. We don't need to dirty the air with smoke from burning cars and dumpsters burning. And I know a lot of these looters probably weren't even a part of the cause. They weren't even there for the cause. They were taking advantage of something. We have a choice right now. We have a choice that we can make. We can choose to act as enlightened and powerful, truly strong people of all colors together. Because it's not just blacks that are here in this movement. There have been whites right alongside since the Civil War fighting for this justice. It's not whites against blacks all the way across the board. It is the fact that whites, certain whites, particularly officers, are harming African Americans and taking lives, and they have been since 1955, since Emmett Till and before that. So it's time that we stop. It's time that we realize we have a choice to make. Are we going to lead our children by example, an example that will protect them from being killed and harmed because they're acting violently? We can inspire people to change. We can stop planting seeds of racism and hatred through our mindless actions in the hearts of people who are already racist. We could stop doing that, and we could plant seeds of love, and we can inspire people. Some of these racist people that don't want to be racist anymore, maybe they come from a family where if they do that, if they're not racist anymore, they don't have a family. They're disowned. So what do? We become their family. Family isn't blood, family is love. That's what it is. We've got to make this change, and we've got to make it now. We have to take the racism out of the system. We have to put it in a room and suck the air out of the room. We have to create a system through political change, through protest. We have to create a system that does not allow racism in it. So if you're a racist person, then you are the outcast, and there's no room for you to come in and do harm. That's our goal. That's what we got to do. We've got to get racism off the board. We've got to fight the climate crisis. We've got to get that animal liberation now. And we have to stop eating that slave food. I want to speak to the African Americans and multiracial people seeing this. This food that we're eating, we didn't eat it in the motherland. We came here, and as slaves, we were given the guts and the scraps and the snouts and the feet of the animals. And in order to be able to even palate them, we became as creative as we could, and we deep fried and we flavored in certain ways to make things to where we could eat them. And hence the birth of fried soul food and chitlins and pork rinds and all that nasty food that is in itself slavery. These animals were enslaved just like our ancestors. Our ancestors were kept with the livestock, numbered just like the livestock, sold off just like the livestock, murdered like the livestock, viewed as profit like the livestock, viewed as not having equal feelings, capacity for pain or love, just like the livestock. And we were liberated from the slavery, and what did? We kept eating the pain and the suffrage. We kept eating the slave food, and that's not how it's supposed to be. We don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to eat the product of sexual and physical exploitation. Just like slave women were raped, we take the semen from male animals and we forcibly impregnate female animals. It's rape. It's the same. The act is the same. Now, I'm not trying to put human beings down and say, well, raping a woman is the same as raping a cow. Obviously, it's different, but the act of rape is just the same. We have to stop it. No more slave food. That's what I'm calling for at the end of this message. It's a vegan channel, so of course I'm going to incorporate my veganism. And I'm calling for an end of the looting and the violence. I commend the peaceful protesters. You see the change happening with the peaceful protesting, and I'm glad the media is covering more of the peaceful protesting. And step in when there is harm happening. If we can save a life, we need to save a life. And the gears of change will only go faster and faster when we work with integrity, with love, with justice, with voting, with organization, all of this. Don't stand by idly when people are being victimized, and don't engage in violence and brutality, because if we become what we are fighting, then yes, we will destroy ourselves. We will destroy ourselves. The time is running out. It really is. If we're going to go down from climate crisis, are we going to go down as a bunch of racist people? Are we going to go down as a world of injustice? Are we at least going to go down with dignity and respect and love? And just maybe we could change this climate crisis around, okay? Everybody stay safe. Thank you so much. Share the video, like, and subscribe.